over inter-RIR transfers between the right region and the other RIRs. And the full proposal is online at that URL in case you want to look at it. So also, as Bruce said, this is a replacement of 2012-02, and the main differences from the previous version to this version are these 4 points on the slide. First of all, we've revectored the proposal to refer to resource holders instead of LIRs. Secondly, there's a couple of points here about legacy holders and resources so that we're more in line with what's happening with the legacy policies that are being introduced. And lastly, we've had some issues and continue to have some issues with the arguments opposing the proposal regarding needs justification in the other regions, and I'm going to come back to this point. So the feedback on the proposal, a couple points I am going to speak to. Firstly, the policy, as long as the transfer is in effect, the right policy applies to the resources. So in other words, as long as the resources are in the right region, then right policy applies. And once the resources move to the other region, then the other region's policy should apply. So we're going to make that change explicitly and put it into the policy. The second point, and this is a little bit smaller font, but this is taken directly from the feedback that was given and involves the feedback from both APNIC and ARIN regions. So after consulting with the two RIRs, the ARIN policy requires needs-based, explicitly stated, and it is felt that the policy as written states only implicitly, so the difference between explicitly and implicitly. So in the middle of this paragraph, it is therefore not possible for the APNIC Secretariat to interpret and take a position because of the ARIN position. The APNIC Secretariat indicates it's going to consult their community, so that has not happened yet, and we don't know the final APNIC position. And then at the bottom, the ARIN staff, however, knows that the lack of a specific explicit needs-based requirement in the right policy document will prevent the policy from being deemed compatible. This kind of puts us at a standstill in terms of transfers, so it kind of renders the policy useless. So what we've decided to do is to do a third version of the policy to address the concerns from the other two RIRs. So we are going to come out with another rendition. I feel like I'm building a career on this. And we need some input from you today when you come to the microphones. What we're hoping is that something like the 4 lines given here will get the agreement from the other two RIRs. So we'll simply change the statement that in the past version we had a statement that said we'll have an operational process that will work with the other RIRs. Now we're going to go from that implicit statement to something explicit, like for transfers from RIR regions which require the right region to have needs-based policies, recipients must provide a plan to the right NCC, so it's within this region, for the use of at least 50% of the transferred resources within 5 years. So that makes it explicit. It's governed by the right NCC, and it's only for inter-RIR transfers. So that means that the transfers within the right region continue not to have needs requirements. And that's my final slide, and with that I'll take questions and comments. And I'm really looking for feedback on whether this is something you can support, because really we need to end this. This is the 3rd edition, and I'm really trying to get something through here and done. Elvis?
Hi, Elvis before I spoke. I like it a lot. It's just, I'm not sure, and we've already had this a bit offline, I'm not sure whether ARIN will accept the 5 years, 50% as being an acceptable.
Okay. John Curran, if you're in the room, would you mind coming to the microphone and speaking, please?
There you go, there you answer.
Good morning, John Curran, President and CEO of ARIN. To be clear, when the ARIN Inter-RIR policy was adopted in 2011, the staff assessment and what was discussed with the community is that any other RIR transfer policy that requires the recipient to have operational need for the addresses and requires demonstration of that need to their RIR would be deemed compatible. That's it, and that's what we told the ARIN community. Staff would interpret the text, because there is no minimum of any type in the ARIN policy. It just says you must have operational need and it must be demonstrated. To that extent, if RIRE adopts an inter-RIR transfer policy that says that the recipient must show the operational need for at least 10% of the address space in the next 50 years, that will be deemed compatible, and we will begin doing inter-RIR transfers. And we've told the ARIN community that's how we interpret the policy. Now, obviously, a completely specious needs assessment may cause the ARIN community to go back and change the inter-RIR policy. I can't predict the ARIN community. But any demonstration of need that's documented to the RIR will be compatible for our policy and will allow inter-RIR transfers. Does that answer it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, John.
Yes, thank you very much. That was very clear guidance. Eric.
Question, Eric Weiss. Question on the specific accounting vehicle backwards line. Is there a specific reason why you stated this specific at least 50% for the transfer resource within 5 years, and instead of not following the timing using the RIRs because those things change?
It is pretty much arbitrary. It came out of the discussion on the mailing list. I think Sandra suggested this specific wording. As we just heard, anything that's halfway reasonable will be good enough for the purpose. So, no, it's arbitrary. It's arbitrary, but it's something that is fairly easy to document. So,
Thing for Sandra. I really like the fact that you take the change of getting that operational thing out of the policy from the current version, where you stated that the right entity has to work to make an operational procedure. I'm really glad that's out of the next version. Looking forward to it.
Where?
okay, timeline-wise, what we have now on the list, the feedback is good enough to declare there's enough support to sort of like go to the next round. We have extra changes that should go in there anyway. Since the review period ends next Tuesday, please, if there is something in the text that you cannot live with, please let us know until next Tuesday. What I want to avoid here is that Sandra sits down, writes a version 3 of the proposal, we put that into review phase, and then we discover that there's something that you absolutely cannot have in there. Now is the time to make something that you can accept in version 3. So if there's something that really needs to go or is really missing, please let us know on the mailing list until Tuesday so we can integrate it or Sandra can integrate it. And please don't wake up in the middle of version 3 review phase to find that you cannot do it. Because that's making my life more miserable than it has to be. And Sandra's, of course, because she's the one who has to do all the new versions. So, if there's no more feedback on this, I think what I've heard is